So I think I circled around the page and got everybody. Oops, I got you out of the frame, you guys. So that's what's up with that, and I hope that you will think about doing that and joining us. Lots of fun to be had. So today I have been doing some fun things. This was a paper pumpkin card kit. And you guys, you know what? When you have kits, it doesn't matter where they came from. The paper pumpkin comes from Stampin' Up, but it doesn't matter where you get your card kit. You know what? You can do other stuff with them because, you know what? There's all kinds of stuff that has already been put together that all coordinates. I mean, who doesn't want stuff that coordinates? And so today, now I've made a card live on here. I have done 2 different scrapbook pages, and today we're going to make some tags out of this. And you know what? I was late to the party and almost panicked of what I was going to do. I wish I would have had something handy that was going to be more beachy like, but alas, I did not. So we're just going to go with this. It'll be fun. We're going to make some tags. How about that? So let's get started. So one of the things you can do, we've already got, you know, like a cardstock, not cardstock. And so let's just cut something for a tag. And, you know, there's so many treatments that you can make on the edges. I have got a fun little, what the heck? Oh, got this upside down. I'm looking at it and it's like, that doesn't look right. But I couldn't figure out what. Now, I've got this fun punch that I'm going to use to make a cool top. And where is my ruler? I don't know how wide it is. There it is. So I need a piece about 2 inches wide. So I'm going to just cut a strip off. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to trim this just shy of where that score mark is on the card. And now on this one, I'm going to trim the score mark off. Whoops, like that. And I don't know, how wide is this? 5. Let's just make it about a little over 2.5. That should make a nice little size tag as well. And then we can just make our own. Tags can be any size, right? How many of you like to make tags? Anybody? You can use them for all kinds of stuff. You can use them for some journaling. You can use them in, what am I trying to say? Junk journals, all kinds of fun stuff. I think on this one, I'm going to put it in this way. And oh, it's a tiny bit too wide. I guess it wasn't exactly 2 inches. Sometimes it is hard to just trim that tiny bit off of there and not get it all messed up. Okay, there we go. And so I'm just going to punch that out. And look what a cute little topper that is. Maybe I'll just do another one while I've got it out. Except I'm going to have to trim that one too. It was just shy. And who knows, maybe I didn't even... Who knows? When you're doing measurements like that, anything can happen, right? So that makes it fun because then you can put some ribbon through there or whatever. And you know what? You can make tags. One of the things about having some tags handy is you can use those and put them like on a gift bag. You know, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with tags. Now on these, if you don't have, you know, you can also just cut this off. And one of the tips, some people like to take this same corner, they like to have it exact. I don't really care, but I'll show you this anyway. Hi, Ramona. Yes, I am. Hey, Margaret. Sue. Hey, Molly. Oh, we got some people popping on. Thanks for joining us, ladies. And sometimes we have a Sometimes we have a guy or two. Okay, so you can hold it up here, just trim it the other way. Just hold it on there, and then you're going to have an exact match. Like that. Well, that doesn't look too exact, but I don't know. Oh my goodness. What in the world? Okay, you know what? I don't really, stuff like that doesn't bother me. And then you can take a, well, let me show you another little trick that you can do. You can take, let me see, I should have something I've trimmed off already. Or maybe dark. Oh, this would be pretty. Let's use a little bit of this. We will use, you know how if you have manila tags, you know how they have a, that little reinforcement thing for their holes. Oh, this looks kind of small. Oh, I think I have another one, but we'll use this one. So tiny, tiny. I'm just going to put a little glue on it, and I'm just going to put it here. That's really small. It should be probably, if I had one about 1/8 of an inch bigger, that would have been better, but you know, you use what you got sometimes, right? I think I have one a little bit bigger, but it's off over across the room in a drawer. So I'm going to let that sit for a second and just marinate. Actually, we're just letting that glue dry. And the nice thing about tags is, you know, you can just do them whatever size you want. And, you know, sometimes people like to just, I'm going to get my little scissors. Sometimes, hey, Roberta, you can just, you know, use your scissors and just make a gentle little curve. You don't even have to have a, you know, a corner rounder. If you do, that's great. Then you know they're going to be the same all the time, right? And Crocodile makes some of them that have, they have a corner rounder that has 2 different sizes on the corner rounder. So that is pretty handy, because then you got a choice, right? And who doesn't like a choice? And then I think just for fun, I'm going to make this tag with a bigger circle. Just because I want to. Well, that's nice. They do have great things. I see what you're saying, Ramona. They do have nice things. Beautiful papers. And I love beautiful papers. And oh my goodness, I probably have some ribbons I have hoarded for years from Stampin' Up. And, you know, don't buy stuff and hoard them. Buy stuff and use it. That's what I'm going to say. It does no good to just sit there. And then you'll be like me, and then you're like, well, you have to. So I read something, it was like a cute meme, and it was talking about how part of the creativity of crafting was where to stash all the things you keep buying. Just like, maybe it even said not using, maybe the creativity wasn't necessarily how to use it. It was like trying to figure out where to keep it. I'm like, oh, sadly, that is way too true. And let's see, I had another idea too. So here is, we're just kind of getting some things squared away there. Now this is what I thought would be fun, is to cut the envelope off. Aren't those pretty? They even had fancy pants envelopes. And I bet the post office was happy with them because they left a whole white envelope. Those machines don't like colored in. Oh, that was kind of small. Oh, shoot. Oh, well. You know what I should have done was I should have closed the... You know, I've got another one. I'm going to do a do-over, you guys. That one gets a do-over. Because I have plenty. I am going to close this. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. All these 3 sides. Yeah, Tanya was saying, oh, I did not mean to do that. Well, that's okay. We'll just seal it down. Tanya was saying it was 85 where she is. How is that kind of seasonally for where you are, Tanya? Is that kind of about normal for weather where you are? I think I'm gonna trim this about here this time. How much wider is that than last time? Oh, it's quite a bit. Okay, I think this will be a good spot. There. Now I'm gonna make a tag, but I'm also gonna have like this tiny pocket over here. Isn't that cute? Uh-oh, hang on you guys. It might get loud. I might have dogs excited to see the gals coming in. So we could do that. Did you ever think about making a tag pocket? Now this other one that is too small, I'm gonna trim the side up. You guys, I'm gonna mute you for 1 second until they get in the house and chaos begins to subside. Oh my goodness, hang on. Okay, they are in and the dogs weren't that loud. Now, trust me, if I would not have muted, I'm sure there would have been plenty of noise, right? Isn't that the way it goes? Rhonda says she's got a whole downstairs closet to hide stuff in. Hey, Kathy. Oh my goodness. Oh me, oh my. I'm just kind of do a little bit of fussy cutting around this. I'm not just gonna do the whole thing right up next to it. You can, if you want to do that. How many of you, if you fussy cut, do you like to go right up to the edge of what it is? It depends on, you know, kind of depends on what it is. And it also depends on how well attached, you know, what I'm trimming is. Because sometimes you can't get too close to stuff if it's just going to leave a tiny bit hanging out there with nobody to live with it. Now, and this is another thing you can do. When you're cutting this and you've already got a part that is trimmed off straight and you're like, well, that doesn't look good, just go ahead and give it a little bit of a curve. And it doesn't have to look like, you know, like it got lopped off in the, you know, in your paper trimmer. And then again, just give it a little curve, just like that. We can do that all the way up here. And just, there you go. See, now you can't even tell that, you know, that it really came right to the edge and was just chopped off, right? I don't think so anyway. Okay, now this one, that's probably dry. That glue I used doesn't take too long to dry. So I'm going to use my larger hole. And the outside is going to be really small. So now look, well that kind of actually made a nice little size. So there's that. And we could put this over here. Now remember, think about what you might be using it for. If you might be you know, if it's not going to be secured somewhere, you might not want the little flower to be hanging off the edge, because if it's hanging off of the edge, you know, this is really flimsy over here. So for something smaller like that, you might want to make sure it's all the way on. Let's see. Well, and actually, I mean, you know, we're doing tags. It doesn't really matter how much or how little is on a tag, right? Let's go ahead and put this on, and then let's layer something else fun on it. I tell you, I think so much of crafting, of anything, is somewhat about layering and adding interest. And don't you? I mean, do you feel the same way? Let's see, these, well, those are pretty much the same. We'll just put that here. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Amazing cutting, she says. Excellent. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see what other goodies are in the box that it came with. There might be some other things. I love this idea of making this a pocket. What shall we use, though? We could use this for a... I don't know. Not everything. Well... I don't really want to use the... Oh, let's do it. Let's go ahead and just snip a little here. Now, I'll tell you what makes some fun cards is when you start using some things that are like glitter glue things or things that make it shiny. What am I doing? Oh, I put it on. Oh, I was working on this one. Like, wait, what am I doing? We can put this here. I don't know. I don't like that. Never mind. What are we going to do? Maybe we make it to where it does open. I don't know. This is just a crazy idea as we're going along. Do any of you do crazy ideas? Or is it just me? Here's the, look at, here was one of the cards, you guys. Look at this. Isn't that cute? So it had little gemstones in it too. Had some little gold foil pieces. Now my gold foil piece I cut earlier, and I was thinking about using it on the scrapbook page, and I don't really like it for that. I like the piece, but not on what I was working on. Now, one of the things that you could do, now remember we've talked about just doing some layering. Let's see. Now this would have been, oh, this is kind of fun. Let's use this T90 little bitty, what do you call those? It's like a little dandelion thing, you know, like when the dandelion starts to go to seed and you get the little poofy things, and I don't know what you call those. What do you call those? Anybody know? Ramona, I think it was from December of 2023, I believe. So this is the little ink spot that came with it, and it's called Pebbled Path, and it's just kind of a gray color. So these could be kind of like wafting in the background. Oh, and it has two of them. They must go different directions. So then, look, if we've got one flower there, and then we put a couple of these in, and then all of a sudden we've got three different things, which doing things in odd numbers is always kind of a smart thing. Well, no, that goes the same way. Why did I think that would go a different way? Maybe they just gave us two. Maybe they gave two so you could just stamp two at the same time. I don't know. Inquiring minds like to know, don't they? Or here is another fun one. There's several here. I mean, you could put more little things on, which would be fun on some of the other tags. I don't know. You just keep messing with it and building it up and having fun. I really like to use things like glitter glue and just give it some sparkle and shine. And I tell you what, a little bit of glitter glue can really bring something to life. How many of you are glitter glue users? These are stickles, but it's still nonetheless glitter glue. How many of you like to use stickles? And I've got some I don't know, just, all kinds of fun things. So I'm just going to keep the little things that we stamped kind of in the background. You could stamp words on. You could do whatever you wanted to. And then, but that leaves them kind of in the background. Love stickles. Me too. I like to keep like the clear ones and the, like the gold ones. I like to have those all the time, right? Oh, you got knocked out, Tanya? Oh my goodness. What are you still learning, Lydia? What are you still learning about yours? I'm not sure. Tell us what you were talking about. You could, we could layer these up and put the tag inside. We could trim it like that. That would be kind of fun. And then you could actually use this as a pocket. You know what? I have an idea. What if we use, let's see. Okay, here's part of that we cut off of this, right? Let's just trim it along here. Oh my gosh, guys. So we're going to cut this to fit the back. And is this the full thing? We don't even need the whole thing. Let's cut it some. Oops, I got something stuck on my scissors. Okay. I'm just going to glue this back here and make a little pocket on the back. And I don't need it to be super thick. Now, if you're making something like a pocket on the back, first of all, let me make a little thumb hole too. Because I don't know. I might not need it, but who knows. I'd rather put it on there and not need it than wish I would have done it. Now, if you make glue tabs on things, you're going to have a roomier pocket. So if you put like about 3/8 of an inch to extend over the edge. Oh my goodness. On the edges that you're going to put glue, if you make it about 3/8 of an inch and then fold it over, it'll give you just enough room that your pocket won't be so tight. And, you know, actually, to make sure my pocket isn't super tight, I'm just going to stick this in here and then press down here. And that'll keep my pocket from being too tight as well. Okay, and now I could, oh my goodness, I stuck my finger in my stickles. That is the problem with stickles. You have to remember you put it on there. Oh my goodness, who else does that? I know other people have laughed about that too. You need a crocodile. Debbie, you do. Oh, hi, Denise, how are you? Yes, you need a crocodile. Well, now I can't do that until it's dry. Let me see if I've got my heat tool out here. I see the plug. There it is. Let me just see if I can dry it a little bit first so we can pop it in here. I'll just kind of dry that off to the side. Yes, so how many of you have, that aren't presenters in here, how many of you have made plans to either get a virtual ticket to the beach event or are going to come down and spend some time with us? I'm interested in knowing. And yeah, Tanya's up after me. We've had a change in our lineup, and so Tanya's going to be next. I think that's dry enough. I hope. So now what we could do is we could stick this in here. Whoops. We could stick our little pocket in here. And we could like glue it to something. We could glue it to a page if we wanted to. So it's kind of sticking out. You can see the little flowers sticking out there. Let's put a little bit of ribbon in it. Kind of have some ribbon. And there's different ways that you can put your ribbon in. If you are really tight on how much ribbon that you've got, let me show you what you could do. Oh, I don't want that. I'm going to use the blue. Let's use this blue one. That's pretty. Well, I'm not tight on ribbon right now. I'm not going to do it on this one. This one will fold nice. So I like to put mine in from the front to the back. Just slide it in to your hole. Just put it in there like that. And then bring this loop around to the front and then pull your little tails through there. And then you've got your little doodad here. Now a lot of times, to make it so it is tight and it doesn't slip, I kind of separate these the way that I want it, pull it tight, and then I'll put a tiny bit of glue back in here so that they stay where I wanted them to. So just a dab there, maybe a little bit here. And some ribbon is really notorious for sliding out from where you put it, right? So if you want to have it where it, you know, where you wanted it, you almost have to do something to keep it in place. And I don't know, have any of you seen the little tiny stapler? I know Tim Holtz has something. It's like a tiny stapler. It's called the Tiny Attacher. I thought mine was right there on a little shelf, but I don't see it. I don't think I have any staples for it. Or I might have staples and they're not in it. I can't remember. But it is the cutest thing. It has like teeny tiny staples. And I can remember years ago when it first came out, I'm like, why would anybody want to put staples on stuff? I don't know. You know, they weren't the normal, like, you know, we used to try to hide every single thing. You didn't want anything showing, and you sure didn't want to put staples on something. You guys, I don't even know if glue came out of that. Did you guys know that the glue has to come out to be able to glue the stuff together? It's amazing. It's a new thing. Just brand new. I don't know. Let me, yeah, it's coming out. Okay. And it grabs pretty quick, so I'll just hold it a second. Kiss a Frog Crafts with Judy. Oh, hi, Judy. Oh, first time here. Well, welcome. Have you kissed a frog? I'm curious. The ones I've seen, I wouldn't want to kiss. I just haven't. I found my prince and I didn't even have to kiss a frog. Okay. Do you know, you guys, in about a week or so will be our anniversary, and it will be our 48th anniversary. Is that something? I mean, that's hard to believe. Super hard to believe. Now we could just put some other things here on, instead of the tag, we could put something fun along here. And just add another little goodie here on the pocket, since I kind of think this is, well, it has such tiny little stems. I'm going to go ahead and glue the whole thing down. I would like to raise it up with a little bit of foam, but I am not going to, because I want that little thing to stick. Yeah, it would have been fun to have lifted that up a little bit. But there we go. So now we've got a pocket in the back and a pocket, you know, right there. So look how fun that would be to put on a project. Put on a what? So glad you're having a good time. Oh my gosh. Kiss a frog. Food everywhere. 24/7. What? What are we talking about? Where is there food 24/7? Is it, so is Judy somewhere? Is Judy gone somewhere? Oh, I see. Yes. She is on a trip. Where are you, Judy? Where have you gone on your trip? Oh, a cruise. Okay. That totally makes sense now. Got it. That is very true, right? Let's see if we've got something else we could put on here. I don't know. There's really not any room, unless we were going to put this. See if this will work. Nope, I don't like it. That can go on something else. And especially since I didn't. Let me see if I've got my inker thing. Oh my gosh, we got a mess going on here, people. Is this the blue one? Aha! Got it. Oh, you know what? This is looking rather bland. I'll just ink it up a little. Just zhuzh it up a little bit with some ink. Isn't that pretty? I love this blue color. I always say that vintage photo color, you know, you have to live with that. And I kind of am starting to feel like this with this blue one. Okay, if we're going to do that one, let's do this one too. Let's make it a set. We got a set. And you could round the corners off too on the bottom if you wanted to. Oh, look, isn't that cute? Look at that. And then you would want to have something inside. What would we want to put inside this? Do we have a little paper? Oh, you guys, let's do this. Let's just cut this. I'm just going to cut it by hand. I'm not going to worry about getting it super straight. I can cut along this crease here. This was part of the envelope. Look, we're just trimming up little pieces that we've got. And then, oh, let's do this. That's just too big. You guys, I am going to use this blue. I don't know. I haven't stamped with this stamp yet. Well, I wish it had a... I don't like that. I get some of the ink off. Let's use this other one. I like this one better. I wanted it to have a little bit of movement. And by movement, I just mean, I don't know how that's going to do. Let's see. Well, that's not the kind of ink I have been using to stamp with. But it's kind of pretty. Look, kind of pretty. And let's go ahead and just ink this. But you could just put this like in a junk journal or whatever you wanted to do with it. I like to use those disc bound things, the planners. I love to use the disc bound ones because then you can pop things in, you know, when you want to. Now, nobody would know for sure that that's there because it goes in too deep. So, you know what we need to do? Let's just make a teeny tiny little finger hole here. There. Now somebody will know that that's in there. You can just put that there. You could put something like for a little tab sticking out. Let's, oh, you know what? Oh, I know what we're going to do. We are going to, you can either fold this or cut it. Wait a second. Why doesn't, oh, there we go. I'm like, why does that not seem to, nope, you have to cut it. This is like the things that I did yesterday for the pocket, the envelope pocket folio. So we'll just, this was the same one I used. So you just want to take that, take a little, oops, let me get this out of the pocket first. Yeah, I'm having trouble keeping my glue going today. Have you guys been watching, everybody? We've had some really fun things. Always. Our group always has fun. Fun crafts, you guys. Such a great bunch of presenters. I'm just going to put this, and I'm just going to leave most of it sticking out. And put a little bit on here. But you guys, you know what? You can use papers from anything. Don't think of whatever it came from. Don't limit you to what you can do with it. Oh, that's a lot of glue because I forgot I already had it on the other side. But take advantage of, you know, things that you might have on hand or extra things. That's another thing. If you've got extras of something, look at that. And then we'll just pop that in there. So you've got like, we ended up with 2 pockets out of this little envelope. So, and then, you know, there's no doubt about that there's something to pull out of there since we left a little tab on it. And, you know, you could use the back of this to write something on, to do a little bit of journaling or whatever you wanted to out of there. So I like that. I think that came out nice. And let me wipe this ink off. I'm about to smear it on a whole bunch of things. I'm going to get it all on me and everything. So if you haven't... So we've been talking today about our trip to Florida in August. So it's August 20, I gotta look again. The 23rd and the 24th. And it's gonna be our summer beach house meetup. We've got a beach house that we have rented down there, and that's where we're gonna have it. So if you come in person, it's $130. And that's for Friday lunch, and then our Caribbean night, and then on Saturday you come again to craft for the day, and there's lunch on that day as well. We're going to get 4 craft kits. You'll get swag bags. We're going to have all kinds of fun things. And then, like I was saying, there is no refund, though. If you decide you can't go, there's not a refund, because you know, the money will have been spent on things for the crafts and things like that. So, you know, so that's why. And I'm sure you can understand, you know, understand that, right? Okay. And I think I've already lost one of my little... Oh, there it is. I tell you, you got to be careful with some of these little stamps. They can just be gone in a heartbeat. And I know where this one is. It's... Oh, here it is. I'm going to put it on there while I know where it is. So you just stick those back on there, and then, you know, you've got a little sheet to put over it to protect them. And there you go. Okay, let's go back to our other tags here. So yeah, and if you want to do the virtual thing, we'll have some things virtually, and you can join us, and that'll be fun. Okay, now this is the thing I was going to tell you about. If you've got, now this is kind of, you know, that's not going to make a pretty, you know, you got to look at what your ribbon and stuff is. This is the side of the ribbon that is the right side. Now, if you were going to apply it on something flat, that's pretty. To make a little strip to pull out, it's not so pretty on this side. Unless I just do it straight and that's it, which I could do that. I'll just do that. I've already got it trimmed off. So I'm just going to put it through here, and I'm just going to pull it up. And it's really kind of too tight, too thick to do much of anything with. And so you could just glue both of them together. It doesn't need to be that long if that's what you're going to do. Maybe you just only need some tags. You want enough room to tie them, because you might want to tie it onto a gift bag or something. If you just need it to be pulled out, you know, then it doesn't have to be so long. So we'll just do that. And then we're going to cut that off. And then if you want to do it to where it has the little dovetails, and you want those to be even, a good way to get your little tails even. Oh, I should have used some like Fabri-Tac. I'm not going to. It will, that glue will stick, but sometimes it's not quite as quick on fabric. But here's how you do your little tails. Slice up the center, snip up the center, how far you want your little tail, and then from the corner, just snip from the corner and in. And don't pull those out, because you want them to fall out, because if you pull, you can start unraveling it. You don't want that. And then you've got a nice little dovetail. And I usually take a tiny bit of my glue and just dot that on to keep it from raveling. And then just kind of tap it off. That's plenty, and it'll keep it from raveling. It'll dry clear, so that's good. You know what? I'm going to grab a clip here and hold this tight. It needs a little help. Oh my gosh, can you guys hear in my drawer? That you're gonna think this is funny. I'll show you what it is. It's a whole package of stamps. I mean, how many stamps do we use these days? Obviously, I've had it for a while. And then, like after my mom was gone, I had more stamps. And I think when we were doing estate sales, I think we found a bunch of forever stamps that a lady had. And I went ahead and I bought those from the sale. And, yeah, they just keep going up. But really, when you think about it, stamps are still kind of a bargain. You cannot drive and I mean, even if it's across town, you can't really drive your item across town, probably, for the price of what, what a stamp is. Our gas kind of went down this last week. The other day I saw it and it was under $3, which is the first time I've seen it under $3 in ages. My husband was saying that he had been looking around, and I think he regularly looks kind of up around Minnesota where we lived, and in Denver, and he said both of those places had cheaper gas than us. I'm like, that is really different. That is not usually the way it is. Do you guys have any idea what gas is running where you are right now? I'm looking for a little piece. I thought I had a piece cut out that was one of these. I cut it and I thought about using it on... Did I already use it? Nope. Well. Oh, you guys, isn't it so annoying when you cut something out, or you've laid it out somewhere and you can't find it? Oh, here it is. Found it. This is pretty. I think I'm just gonna fussy cut some of this out. Let's do that. I got way too close over here on the edge. I'm gonna kind of dip in and around some of these. I don't like it just... And sometimes, you can go back and kind of cut a little bit more out. I just think that looks better. There. Looks a little bit more organic than just cutting a big ball around it. And then this piece is cut in through here. And I'm going to make two pieces out of it, though. I want to be able to decide where I want the other piece. And I might not even put it on the same tag. And then let's cut here. So again, this has got such a skinny little piece that I want to be able to, well, I think I'll trim it just a tiny bit closer. There, this is just what I was saying about the other piece. Now I looked up and I had this part. And just like I'm doing, you can always go back in and do it. So we are coming down to the wire here, and Tanya is up next after me. And then we've got other pieces like this we can put in. And just have a little bit of gold. This is a little bit too tall, so I'm going to trim just that tiny bit off. And you can stamp things on. You can, just glue your stuff on. You can stamp some words on. I don't really have many words out here that I had handy. I should have put some other words out, you guys. But anyway, it gives you some ideas, right? Just have some, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put this one out. We'll put another gold piece on. Well, no, I don't want to do that. What do we have? I think I had a little piece of gold right here. Let's see. I think I'll trim a piece off. About 3/4 of an inch. And about this far. And now I could put another little white piece over it and stamp a word on here. I'm just going to use scissors. I can't get that over there. And again, you could still do this. This time I'm going to go ahead and dovetail it, but I don't want to do it real deep because I want to make sure I have room for to put a little piece of white paper in the center. Oh my goodness. I really am off on that. That paper is pretty thick though. Well, I didn't get that I don't know what happened there. There's my good trick, and it didn't work out too great that time, did it? And so just put that across there. We're going to do that. Let's pull these up a little bit. Or maybe one up and one down. And then sometimes it's kind of handy if you have something there and just stick it down. It's kind of like if you do sewing, you kind of put a stitch in there so you know where it goes, tack it down, or you know, a pin. Instead of straight pins, we're using glue. Okay, and then we'll just pop this on. Oh my gosh, I just looked up here. It's so messy looking on here, you guys. Oh, thank you. Oh, you guys, I just saw, we're talking about gas prices. Oh, I often wonder what they are out in California. Yeah, I have no idea. $3.17 at one place. Another place is $3.24. Hey Maritza, that's okay. Rose says she doesn't really put any. You guys, I just see one of the places I was looking for comments just kind of got stuck. Okay. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. We're just almost done. Now you could take like a little bit of white on here, or you could put like another flower on the, you know, on the side. You could stamp little words, whatever you want to do. There's so many things that you can do with you know what? I always think that tags are so similar to like ATC cards, right? Basically one has a hole punched in it and something on the edge, right? You know, so, but super similar. Pretty much anything goes. And you know, you just keep adding stuff that you might want on there. All kinds of fun stuff. We could put some little gem things on here if we wanted to. Let's see what, oh, that's the wrong little pouch. We could put some little sparkly doodads on here. That would be fun. Let me see if I can. Oh, they're sliding off of their sticky things. I've had them for a super long time. Oh, they're sticky thing. I'm gonna have to get out my craft knife to get those on. That one's not gonna happen. Oh my goodness. Well, not stuck to me. I'm gonna have to get it on here. You can just, you know, put a little drop on. Yeah, a lot of times I make sure I go ahead and put a little glue, even though they have sticky things under them, because sometimes those sticky things quit being sticky. They lose their stickum. So, you know, just, oh, I tell you what, no, I don't want that there. I would, let's put it like in the middle of the flower. Oh, way better. Way better. Little centers on the flowers. Look how cute that is. And then we could use a little bit of white along here for a word. That's not straight, but it'll just give you an idea. You would just put this here and put a word on there. That would be fun. So all kinds of things, you guys. Oh, I've gone over. Let's get over and see what Tanya has for us today. Bye, you guys. Thanks for joining me.